Today I'm joined by Senpai the Explorer, and together we uncraft Skyreach and discover some of the weird leftover assets in the Out of Bounds area. Make sure to check out her channel after the video, as she has many explorations under her belt that I can only dream of. Her channel will be linked in the description, and it will also be in a pinned comment. If you are a new viewer, then welcome to my channel. I break out of bounds in World of Warcraft, and I take a look at what the developers forgot to delete, and I show you guys what I find. If you like this kind of content, then I would suggest liking the video so that way YouTube knows you like it, I know you like it, and YouTube will also show it to other people who, like you, would also like the video. So it helps the video reach more people, and it's the best way to do it. If you want to see more content like this in the future, consider subscribing. I don't normally talk about subscribing. I stopped doing that a while ago. However, I'm getting quite close to 900 subs, and every single one of you matters immensely to me. I really appreciate it, and I could not do these videos without you. Anyway, let's get on to the actual video. We first need to discuss how to achieve these amazing views. Okay, so you'll get to this final area here in the Skyreach dungeon after you defeat all the bosses, and you will actually need a way to get to the complete other side of the map. You need to travel a very far distance. Normally there's a death barrier directly underneath us, but the devs luckily did not extend it far enough, and so we can actually get to a point where we can survive our fall. So with an item like the Falling Flame, or something similar like it, some similar method of travel, I will try to look for more of these for you, and I'll present them. But I personally used an advanced technique for this. I thought that maybe Blizzard would have discovered this advanced technique, and actually it was broken for a little bit of time, but it's fixed now to where it's now technically it was broken, they fixed it, and then they broke it again. I don't know. Anyway, it didn't work for like a week, and now it works all of a sudden. So I was going to show it off, but unfortunately I cannot show you guys those advanced techniques. Not yet. Maybe in the future, not yet. Anyway, just know that I used a Demon Hunter. I didn't use any hacks or anything like that. I just used a Demon Hunter in a specific way of moving, let's just say that. And with the right knowledge, you can perform this as well. Or again, just use the Falling Flame, something like that. I think you can use the Falling Flame outside. I'm not sure. Let me know if I'm wrong. But anyway, now that you're ready to jump, you're going to perfectly line up with this beautiful line of symbols that Senpai the Explorer has made. And you'll use your item or technique or whatever you can do to get over there, and you'll launch into the distance. Make sure you're facing the correct way though. You don't want to fly the opposite direction. If you were able to make it out to this village out here, you should be safe, though I do not know exactly where the death line ends. The village here ends up being the in-game location of the Thorn Pits, and it's a neat little area. I don't really remember it too well, but here's where I will say that there will be a part 2 to this dungeon, to this exploration, as there is plenty more to explore than what I show in this video. Some of it was explored with Senpai the Explorer, but she was mainly taking me to this area, and then we explored a little bit on our own. So this area has a ton of weird, out of place stuff that we're going to look at, and you can follow the path we took and you will see what we saw, and you are not prepared for what's in store. On the way over to that area though, this pit to the left should have water, but it clearly does not, which is kind of strange. Now, you'll want to head to this mountain right here, and you're going to do your best to follow in our footsteps. I won't lie, this part of the exploration is actually a little bit tricky. I kind of failed a little bit. As you can see, I even failed the first time I attempted to get over to where Senpai the Explorer is. When I got back to the correct area, we quickly arrived at the place in the mountains where it required demon wall jumping in order to make any progress. Now, demon wall jumping is kind of an advanced technique, kind of not. It's actually really well known. I know a lot of people who know about this demon wall climbing, whatever you want to call it. It's not like super well known, but there definitely have been people who posted videos about it years ago, and Blizzard has done nothing about it. So I'm happy to share it with you guys. If you actually want to see really kind of in depth how to do it, or just like to see someone else doing it, look at Madam Morty WoW Exploration and Gaming, his channel. He has a video, and I will have a link in the description, so you check that out if you want to see a good example of what the glitch looks like in depth. We finally made it up to the mountain, and now as you can see, we are actually going to head into the zone of Talador. Yeah, we're outside of freaking Spires of Iraq. Really interesting that Talador exists inside of Skyreach, but Pretty amazing to me. Immediately, a pink delete me cube is visible. Now these things are freaking awesome, so let's check it out. I think that this is the very first time I've seen a delete me channel. I think this is the first time that we've seen a delete me cube on this channel, but they are so stark in comparison to everything else in the game, so that way developers wouldn't miss them when they're sweeping through to finalize an area. Well, of course, this is an out of bounds area, so many times they will be overlooked. The boxes have no collision, and there's nothing inside of them, but they are pretty dang awesome to see. Well, I guess this one technically does have a pod in it, so, you know, mood point. But anyway, so here on this little area, we found a small delete me cube. How freaking weird. It's kind of cute if you ask me. Now, if you head a little further down the path, there's a giant delete me cube. So there's a small, medium, and a large delete me cube in this area. Very interesting. This one is absolutely massive, and I can even stand inside of it. After seeing all the cubes, we went over to the edge of the cliff to take a look around. We can actually go down there, but that is going to be saved for part 2. Next, we traveled south to this really neat house, and we can fully explore it, even though it is hanging off the cliff. You know, I don't think OSHA would be very happy with us, but whatever. I would definitely say that this is an incredible view. One of the best views I've seen in an out of bounds area. Now we head to the eastern part of this area until we reach what would be the Deathweb Hollow. Things start to get weird again here, as there are webs that seemingly shoot off into the vast nothingness. I don't think I've seen a view quite like this in WoW before. It's really bizarre looking, other than when I was underneath Razorfin Downs and you could see the webs above. That was pretty cool. Well, of course we had to jump down and explore the cave. Note here that the cave actually clips in and out of existence. It's kind of weird if you ask me. Let's jump into it, shall we? Immediately I landed on a beam above the ground, but thankfully I could jump down. So let's explore the Deathweb Hollow. Honestly, for those of you who don't know, caves and out of bounds areas can act super weird, so before we continued, we had to test the waters. And to do this, Senpai the Explorer used a controlled toy, like a Tonk control toy. Any toy that can be used like this, or you can even use a Darkmoon Gazer or an Eye of Kilrug if you somehow have a Warlock in here. And sadly, this is about as far as we can go into the cave. Nothing really seemed to help. But with my Darkmoon Gazer, I was actually able to explore this little body of water. It's actually quite interesting. This cave is, you could say, hollow. As we were finding another area to explore, I very strangely became wedged underneath this rock, and I couldn't tell you how I did this, but it was very random, and it just kind of threw me off. Thankfully, Senpai the Explorer had a seesaw that I could borrow, and we are back to exploring. Except, here's the thing. There's about an hour left for the Skyreach out of bounds area that I went through with Senpai the Explorer, and then there's a good 1 to 2 hours more on top of that I still need to do in this area. That means I would have another 40 plus minutes of the video, more than likely. Alright, well, did you really think I would end the video without showing that monstrosity that's in the thumbnail? Heck no! We have one final area to look at in this video. Let's look at the cursed gnome, Robert, as a subscriber poll. Well, if you head to what would be Skedis in the real world, you'll find the gnome model pretty quickly, as you just have to head to the edge of this cliff and look at this thing. How dang terrifying is this? So far we've seen a couple of out of bounds NPCs or models, but for whatever reason this gnome is extra creepy. And honestly, the back of this gnome just looks completely wrong. YouTube, this is a male gnome, just making sure the YouTube gods know that. That's all the exploration I have time for today. I truly hope that you enjoyed the video. If you are new to the channel, an extra welcome to you. There will be a part 2 to this video, but I'm not 100% sure when that will be. Check out Senpai the Explorer's channel. I don't know if she has a video on this Skyreach exploration specifically, but check out her channel. It's a great channel. If you need any information on exploration, that's one to go to. Madam Morty's also a channel you can look at. And I just got to say thank you guys for watching. I really, really appreciate it.